Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's live. I'm Chastity Grady. If you're new to my page, welcome. As you're tuning into the live, let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know what city, what state. I'm in Texas. I have a lot of new friends and followers who may not be in Texas, so just let me know where you're tuning in from. So tonight we're going to be talking about business, and we're going to talk about LLC mistakes, okay? And before we get started, let me just introduce my business. Again, I am Chastity Grady. I am the owner of Grady Tax Plus, where I help counselors, coaches, influencers who are new in their business understand their business structure, taxes, and manage their finances. Okay, and so today we're going to talk about business structure. But as I do more lives, we are going to be touching on taxes, and we are going to be touching on bookkeeping. And I say that to say because regardless to what business structure you have, the taxes part and the bookkeeping part, that's gonna trump that, because at the end of the day, the IRS doesn't care how you structure your business. They care about the taxes, and then they care about if you manage your finances correctly in order to claim any type of tax deduction. So like I said, as you continue to watch my lives, we will be talking about taxes and bookkeeping, but tonight we are going to touch on business structure, okay, and LLC mistakes. What mistakes that you may have made with your LLC, or to prevent you from making any mistakes with an LLC that you haven't created yet, okay? And so I want to talk about three common mistakes that people make as they're setting up their business, as they structure their LLC. And one of the ones is the name, okay? The name. You may not think much of a name, but it holds a lot of weight. What you name your LLC, what you name your business, it holds a lot of weight. I mentioned yesterday, if you tuned into my live yesterday, I told y'all yesterday, I said, stop playing with your business name. Stop using names with these handles of these names that don't belong to you, in regards to any businesses that you have on paper. Like if you don't have that name on paper, then stop playing with those names, okay? And I mentioned yesterday that there are at least five different ways that you need to validate your business name to even make sure that you can use it. And that's because you want to avoid one of the common mistakes that people make with their LLC. Have you ever, reached out to a business and, this particular business as whatever name it is, but then, you find online there's another business name, but they may be in a different state, and you're confused. You're like, why do this person have this business name and why does this person have this business name? That's because one of them didn't validate their business name. I know someone who had a business name and they had to end up changing it because other people kept confusing them for that other business. And that's you don't want that. You don't want your business name to be confused with somebody else's business name. And the problem with not validating your name is that in the state that you're in, you can have, long as no one else in your state has that business name, then you're good to use it. However, it doesn't eliminate the other states, because like for example, I'm in Texas, so the state of Texas don't have the records for the state of Georgia to see what business names those people have in order to tell me in Texas not to use that name. That's why, like I said, it's at least 5 different places that you need to check your business name to make sure that you can use it. I'm telling you, I used to be under, I wouldn't say a tax office, but I used to partner with this tax office that has a certain name. I'm not going to say their name, but they have a business name. But there's also another company, a huge company bigger than them, that has that same name, and it's really confusing. Like you have to really stand out in the market. And if that other tax business, if they really wanted to, they could, whoever, it all depends on who had the name first and all of that. If they have their trademark, then that's another thing. They can actually go after that office to have that have that office shut that name down, because they are infringing on their name. So again, I'm telling you, when you are ready to start your business, or if you already have your LLC, I know people who have to change their business name because they didn't validate it appropriately. You want to avoid that most common mistake. You don't want to make sure that you are naming your business something that you can use, and checking it on all social media avenues, everywhere that you can, to make sure you can use it. So a second mistake that people are making is using yourself as a registered agent. So I just had a new client today. She came to me and she said, okay, I'm ready to go with the bookkeeping. I found my PLLC, I'm ready to go. And then I looked it up and I said, congratulations on filing your PLLC. However, I see that you used yourself as the registered agent. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to change that. So, and a lot of people don't know that. That's the thing. A lot of people don't know not to put themselves down as the registered agent. You don't want to be on vacation. You don't want to be on vacation out of the country or a different state, and then a legal document needs to be delivered to the location that you say you're going to be at during business hours, Monday through Friday, and then the state, they can't deliver that document to you. That's the purpose of the registered agent. That's why you need to have someone else to be your registered agent. And like I mentioned yesterday, it is not expensive at all to have someone to be a registered agent. In Texas, I know a company that only charges less than $40 a year. On average, the national average is about $100 that people charge. Some charge a little bit more, and of course some people charge less. But on average, the registered agent fee is very nominal. So it's in your best interest to be able to sleep well at night knowing that you've paid this nominal fee for somebody else to accept mail for you. Okay. Another common mistake that people are making is putting not only themselves as the registered agent, but also putting their home address. Because a lot of us, are working from home now. We have virtual businesses. It's putting your home address on the LLC documents. Okay, you're exposing yourself to security breaches. Like you're exposing yourself to so much by doing that. And one of the benefits of using the registered agent, a lot of them advertise, and a lot of them should offer this if they don't, but most of them offer you the ability to use their address as your business address so that you can have your personal home address off of the state's website. Because once you file your LLC, if you didn't know this, whatever you put on your LLC application is public record. Like just like I was able to look her up, my new client today, I was able to look her up and see that she put herself as a registered agent, and I saw that she had her home address there. If she had a stalker, they could go to her house. If she had a client that she upset, or the client really wanted to, see her or something, they have access to go to her home. That's like a safety risk for her. So you have to make sure that when you are filing your LLC or PLLC, whichever one, that you're not putting yourself as the registered agent. And then you have to make sure that you are not putting your home address on the application, exposing you to all types of risks. And then also you have spam mail. Like a lot of people, but companies look up new new businesses. They get the list of whoever registered their business for that day or that week, and then they send out spam mail to them, all kinds of mail, and you don't want to deal with that. So it's just best to make sure that you use a registered agent, and if you can use the registered agent for your business address on the or mailing address on the LLC application, then you do that. If not, then get a virtual address, which is also a nominal fee. The third mistake that people are making with their LLCs, once they file their LLCs, is with the EIN. The EIN, the Employer Identification Number. A lot of people, it's very simple. I'm telling you, it's very simple to fill out the EIN, right? It takes less than 15 minutes. Anyone can get one. But the issue is when you have an LLC, when you fill out the EIN, you need to make sure that you are filling out the business name part correctly, because you don't want to have your business set up but then have the wrong EIN number for the business. That's like me being Chastity Grady, and then I accidentally wrote down the wrong social security number for like a job application or something. I'm not matching up, like my name and the social is not matching up. That's the same thing with the LLC. If you put the wrong name down for the EIN, then the EIN number is not going to match to the LLC. Let me be more specific so you can know exactly what I mean. So I had a client, she registered her PLLC, but when she filled out her EIN, she left off the PLLC part. So she put, I'm just giving an example, she put ABC Company and that was it, versus ABC Company PLLC. You have to put the whole thing on the EIN, and that's because when you go and get your business bank account, whoever's setting up that business bank account for you, they want to make sure that the name matches the number, like Chastity Grady matches the social security number. So if your business is ABC Company PLLC, but your EIN only says ABC Company, then you messed up there. So you have an error there. The bank is not going to set up your business bank account because they're going to think that that's a different company, because another company can be out there just called ABC Company, but they might not have that, PLLC. So that's why it's important that when you fill out that EIN, you fill it out correctly, put in the full name on that EIN, so that you don't have any issues with whatever you need to use that EIN number for. So let me just recap if you missed the beginning. So one of the most common mistakes that people make is the business name, not validating their business name correctly, using a name that someone already has out there. For example, if I'm Grady Tax Plus in Texas and I Google Grady Tax Plus, but I found another one like in a different state, then there could be some issues there, because what happens is when you register your name in that state, your state doesn't cross-check other states to see if there's another business out there. That's why there's at least 5 different ways that I talk about in my How to Start Your Business from Scratch course of how to validate your business name, so that you can make sure that you're checking off all the boxes. And I mentioned yesterday, if one of those 5 ways, if you come into, like if you start the first one, the second one it checks out, but if the third one checks out, then you need to throw the business name away. You have to start all over again, because you don't want that issue. Another reason, another common mistake that people make, again, is using yourself as a registered agent. If you want to be on vacation and you have yourself as a registered agent, you're not going to be able to be at that location to receive any mail, certified mail, or anything that you need to accept from the state that puts your LLC at fault. Okay, and also putting your home address, if you're a virtual business, putting your home address on the LLC application. That exposes you to all kinds of security risks, because people can look up your LLC. It's public information. Whatever you put down on the application is for everybody. It's for everybody to see. And so if you put your home address there, then guess what? If you have a stalker, if you have clients who, maybe, a little bit too much into, you or whatever, they can look up your address. If you have your, home address on that application, they can look it up and they can be knocking on your front door. You don't want that, okay? And then the third thing is, again, the EIN, making sure that your EIN name matches what you put down on the LLC application. So if you put ABC Company LLC, you have to put ABC Company LLC on the EIN number, so that you are matching the company with its own EIN number, okay? I can't have Chastity Grady and have a different social security number that doesn't match my actual name. When they want to look at my social security number, they want to see that it says Chastity Grady with a number. When your bank or whoever looks at that EIN paper, they want to see that it says ABC Company LLC, not ABC Company, because that could be anybody else who just had a DBA and they found the EIN with that name. Okay, so if you haven't registered your LLC yet, if you need help getting it started from scratch, I have a self-paced course, How to Start Your Business from Scratch, where we go through how to validate your business name. I mentioned this. At least 5 different ways you need to validate your business name, so that you can make sure that that business name is yours, okay? That it's not someone else's in a different state, that it's not, somebody under the radar. You want to make sure all of that checks out. I also show you a live walkthrough, not just telling you about filing an LLC, an actual live walkthrough of me filling out an LLC on the state's website, so that you can see exactly where you need to fill in the different spots, what address you should put there, the registered agent, where that goes, where does the member information goes, you're the managing member of the business, where that information goes. I give you the full live walkthrough, as well as the full live walkthrough, exactly how to fill out the EIN, how to determine what service to put yourself under, not service, but like the type of, you know, business that you have, because you have to select what category. We go through all of that live, not just telling you and showing you, like, go to this website. No, we're walking through a live business that is going through this registration. And then not only that, I give you access to a free resource on how to get your LLC. You need an operating agreement. When you get a business bank account, they want to see that you have the operating agreement. They're going to ask for that. And if you ever get sued, or my internet went out, and if you ever get sued or anything, having an operating agreement established credibility to your business. And then not only that, we have a walkthrough rather, of any state licenses that you may need, how to determine what state license you need for your particular field, as well as if you need any types of permits, sales tax permits, or any kind of permits that you may need. We walk through that, and I give you some bonuses. I give you access to a business a business plan template, as well as giving you information on how to get your email address for free, so you can have, you know, info at Grady Tax Plus versus using like Grady Tax Plus at Gmail. I give you a free resource on where you can go to get your free email address, so you don't have to pay, like go to Google. A lot of people just tell you to go to Google and get your ad domain, when you don't have to do that, as well as other resources in the course. So if you're interested in the course, I do have the course link at the top of the video. I also put it here in the comments.